I was halfway asleep when I heard the bedroom window creak open. At first, I thought it was the wind, but then I saw a woman struggling to climb inside, and my heart nearly stopped when I recognized her. It was my ex-mother-in-law, Margaret, the woman who had once told me I would never be good enough for her daughter. She landed quietly on my bedroom floor, trembling, her clothes soaked from the rain. Then she looked at me with exhausted eyes and whispered the words I never expected to hear from her. "Please, let me stay tonight. You believe that kindness can give people a second chance. Please like this video, share it with someone who believes in forgiveness, leave a comment, and subscribe to Kindness Space." Sometimes, one small act of kindness can change a person's entire life. 3 years earlier, Margaret had been one of the biggest reasons my marriage had fallen apart. My wife Emily and I had started our marriage with almost nothing, but we were happy. We rented a small apartment, worked long hours, and dreamed about buying our own home. But Margaret never approved of me. She believed Emily deserved someone richer, more successful, and more respected. Slowly, her criticism became arguments between Emily and me. Eventually, Emily left. The divorce was painful, but I accepted it because I believed letting her go was the only way both of us could heal. After the divorce, I never spoke to Margaret again. So when she climbed through my bedroom window that stormy night, I couldn't understand what had happened. She looked nothing like the proud woman I remembered. Her hair was messy, her hands were shaking, and she carried a small, worn-out handbag against her chest as if it contained everything she had left. I wanted to ask her what she was doing there, but the fear in her eyes stopped me. She told me that Emily had moved to another city months earlier after getting married again. Margaret had stayed behind in the old family house. Then everything changed. The man she had trusted with her finances had disappeared after taking most of her savings. The house had been sold to cover her debts, and she had nowhere to go. She had spent 2 nights sleeping on a bench near the bus station. I stared at her, remembering every cruel thing she had once said to me. A part of me wanted to tell her that this was not my problem. After all, when I had been heartbroken and alone, she hadn't cared. But another part of me remembered something my own mother had taught me. Never become cruel simply because someone was cruel to you. I gave Margaret a towel and made her some tea. She sat silently at the kitchen table while rain hammered against the windows. For the first time, I saw her not as my ex-mother-in-law, but simply as an exhausted human being who was afraid of tomorrow. I let her sleep on the living room sofa. The next morning, I expected her to leave quietly. Instead, I found her sitting beside the window, staring at an old photograph of Emily and me that I had forgotten to put away. She apologized, not for one thing, but for years of things. She admitted that she had been so obsessed with protecting her daughter from what she considered a small life that she had destroyed the happiness Emily had actually chosen. Then she handed me a folded letter. It was from Emily. I opened it with shaking hands. Emily wrote that she had eventually understood that our marriage hadn't failed because we didn't love each other. It had failed because we allowed other people's fears to become louder than our own hearts. She said she was sorry for leaving without fighting for us, but she also wanted me to know that she had forgiven her mother. At the bottom of the letter was one sentence that broke me. "Please don't let Mom spend another night believing she has nobody." For several seconds, I couldn't speak. That evening, I helped Margaret find a small furnished apartment and contacted a local community center that helped older people find temporary housing and employment opportunities. She refused to accept money from me, so instead, I helped her organize the little she had left and find work assisting at a nearby bakery. Weeks passed. Margaret slowly became independent again. She called occasionally, not to ask for anything, but simply to check how I was doing. One afternoon,